Deontay, how many times have you watched that first fight, and what goes through your mind as you watch it, if you have?
I've probably seen the fight 4 times. My trainers, they've probably seen a lot more than I. And, you know, when I look at the fight, I see me being the more aggressive guy, you know, especially in the first 4 rounds. I see me winning the first 4 rounds easily. You know, he did a lot of taunting, he did a lot of things to win over judges at the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you're supposed to win rounds or whatever. But I'm glad I had the judges that I had. You know, the unofficial scorecard paint the narrative to people. You know, special casuals that come in and look at the boxing and want to see what's going on. Now, when you had an unofficial saying certain things and have certain things pan out in a certain way, it paints a picture to all. Then you go away with, oh, it's a 10-2 and all that and stuff like that. You know, but also when I'm looking at the fight, I'm seeing that I'm overly excited, I'm too anxious, I'm trying to do something that I know I could do. I normally do on a day-to-day basis, a natural ability that I have, instead of staying patient and just letting it come to me. Like I always say, I don't know when it's coming, but it's coming. And when it comes down, baby, good night, I try to force it.
Do you see opportunities? When you watch that film, you're like, I could have done a lot more here in segments.
Most definitely. You know, even in the fight when Fury was bending down, I would see him bend down. It was slow motion to me. Although you know, it's a lot of things I can go into, but a lot of things that I won't say about it because people, you won't understand what I'm saying. But it was a lot of time when it was bending over, I could see him like in slow motion to me going. I can even see his eyes closed when he bent over. But still, I'm coming. It's like it's almost like it was a force or something that was holding me back or something. I don't know, you know. But it's a lot of other things. Just like even when I have my guard up, certain things that I don't normally do in a fight, certain positionings that I was in that I don't normally do in a fight. You know, I probably was less than 50% of it, you know. And then at the end of the fight, I'm probably at 205. But, you know, weight doesn't matter to me because my power carries on to the 1st to the 12th. But there's a lot of things in there that I could talk about, you know what I mean, that I've seen. And that's why February the 14th is such a great moment for me. So I can be able to display, you know, everything that I know I can do. I can correct a lot of wrongs into right.
A few months ago.
You have to jab with him a little bit more because he flicked a lot of jabs and it gave the impression that he's the busier guy. So do you have to match that once in a while, even if it's just a token jab?
I just think, you know, matching, you know, not only matching, but, you know, throwing a lot more in general, just in general, for real. Because, you know, the jab, it sets things up. You know, it sets the right hand up, the left hook up, the uppercut, you know, anything else that you want to throw by after that punch or turn into a combination. You know what I'm saying? It sets up, so we're definitely adding a lot of more jabs, 2s, and 3s up in there, especially in training. You know, like I said, this is going on my 3rd week, and I feel like my body is going on the 6th week because of the quick turnaround that I'm doing now, and it makes me even better.
A few months ago,
playing with fire a little bit with that one punch power. You were down on the scorecards with Ortiz, and you know you just turned the fight on its head with the knockout. But do you feel like you might be playing with fire with the knockout power?
When I go in there, you know, I don't feel none of that. I don't feel like I'm playing with fire. It's like I'm gonna try to lose rounds or whatever. I'm gonna you know, try to knock him out with this right hand. I'm gonna lose a couple of rounds or whatever. I mean, no one wants to lose rounds. You know what I mean? In the rounds that they say he lost, when I go back and look at it, I'm like, how the hell you felt I lost them rounds? What do you look? I would love to do a sit down with any expert, anybody in boxing field. They have the IQ or the knowledge. I would love to sit down with any of this fight.
Hey, champ.
Feel I've lost and go back upon those fights. But when you have devastating power like I do, you don't really worry about too much.
Hey,
all you worry about is a 12-round fight, 36 minutes. Somebody gonna make a mistake, and guess what? You're gonna make more than one mistake in there. But the only thing about me, like I always said, and I always quote me, they have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I don't have to be perfect.
Hey, champ, you mentioned against Ortiz, you was working on your patience. You want to display your patience for that fight. This fight, is there something particular you want to display to the fans outside of giving them a great fight, obviously, and getting the W?
You know, more patience, being more calm. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, when they're looking at the first fight, yeah, calm down. I was going to the corner, tell myself, like, calm down, why you so rowdy? You know, just calm down. I could never calm down. I could never get myself to like, until the last 12 rounds when I actually caught him. You know, so I think that's going to be a lot of that, a lot of feet positioning, getting myself at a certain angle. You know, I'm not going to call it out because if I say that, then they'll know what I'm looking for. There's a lot of different things that's going to be changed up. It's going to be a totally different.
Is there some
fight compared to 20 seconds?
Is there something in your training that you're doing differently than before? Not that you have to change much, but is there something that you're doing differently just to improve your game a little bit?
No. Not doing nothing different. We're just doing what I know to do. You know, and a lot of this stuff is muscle memory. You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that we do in camp and in training that we may not do in the fight. Because when you get the look in front of you, it's different. And you know, you can have people to come in and mimic the fighter and stuff like that, but no one would ever be perfect in going and giving me a display, especially with such an awkward and tall guy like this. You know, so I understand there's going to be that other space, you know, that I'm gonna be like I'm gonna have to deal with once I get in the ring with him, you know, and I'm gonna be able with my IQ and being able to have muscle memory on certain looks and things, you know, especially when he start making mistakes, and I understand the previous mistakes. It's gonna make it as the fight unfolds, it's gonna be a little bit easier. He said he's gonna knock me out in the second round, but I don't think nobody is going to believe that.
Hey, Deontay, did you see his last fight? He suffered a nasty cut. He, wasn't his best performance. What did you think of it overall?
I mean, I thought the fight should have been stopped, you know, in the first place. Although this is a big money fight for me, and a lot of guys probably would bet the difference, like, oh, don't stop this fight, don't stop. But the fight should have been stopped. When you got a looking like 3 to 4 inch cut on your eye, and it's 2 inches deep like that, you gotta stop it. You know what I'm saying? But I understood I understand what they're looking at. You know what I mean? He got a big fight lined up for me, and they wanted to make sure he gets there. You know, and I can't wait, because if I open it up, if I open it up, you know, his life really gonna be on into the real hands, because if he can't see when these punches coming, it's not going to be good at all, because I'm coming with bad intentions.
So would you want your corner to
say that he's not going to fight in a herky-jerky fashion and he's coming for the knockout? Do you actually believe him?
No, I don't believe nothing Fury saying in this moment in time. He ran out. He's very nervous, as you can see. And if anyone don't know how to feel energy, today is the perfect time to start, because he's demonstrated that. He's very nervous. He can't even stand still. He can't even really talk in the press conference. What else he's gonna say that he's already said before? We've been hearing this shit over and over and over again. You know what I mean? You know, it's dead now. He can't say nothing. But the fight will be interesting. He is a great fighter. You know, we can definitely give him that. And this is the biggest heavyweight fight in the world. So I'm looking forward to it all. And at the end of the day, anything is possible. But I don't believe that.
Where do you think all those nerves come from?
I mean, getting knocked out, of course. Just a pitch. If you was the opponent that night and get knocked out like that, you don't know how the fuck you got up, nor even how you got on the ground. Even just thinking about, like, hit it. Just imagine 1 second, you close your eyes and you wake up, you on the ground, jumping around, don't know what's going on. And the only way you reveal what happened is you go look on video yourself. It's scary. It's not only scary to you, but it's scary to your family, your friends, everybody. That's why they don't want him to take it again. So he understands that my last 2 outings didn't make it no better for him. Because I did that in devastating nights with Brazil and come back with Ortiz, one of the second best heavyweight I consider, in my opinion, in the world. And to do that, what I did to these guys, in his outings, compared to my outings, it's day and night. And when you are a fighter and you have to go in there with the monster that's doing all this, that got a fist like a wrecking ball and knocking guys out and destroying guys, you're destroying that health, you're going to have a certain type of feeling, bro. We're human. At the end of the day, take all this apart for us being brave and having so much heart to get in the ring. When you strip all that stuff away, titles, champion, you strip all that away, you're a human at the end of the day. And you're going to have those thoughts and those feelings in your mind. Only he knows what he's thinking. We don't know what he's thinking. We can only see it, but he knows.
He did get up. I know.
He did get up. We have to give him credit for that.
But
Your favorite fan?
guy that got up. Did you wonder about that?
I don't want everybody at all. It's just like the song, we fall down, but we get up. And that's what I told him I was going to baptize. You ever been to a baptism? Yeah, all right, you go down and what you do? You get back up. But this time around it's going to be different. I ain't worried about them getting back up. Because the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. Your chin don't supposed to go this way and your head to bring it. It don't supposed to say period. So when it's like that, you always do to an even more vulnerable knockout. This time around it's going to be worse than it was this time. But that's going to be his mental issue.
Deontay, do you think you can win a fight on the scorecards? I mean, with Golovkin, Canelo, we saw it was a close fight. There's been questions about Las Vegas judging with being high caliber fights. Do you think you can win a fight on
Most definitely. Most definitely. Anything is possible in boxing. I'm not worried about having what kind of IQ or what my level of my skill level of boxing is. I'm very confident in what I do. I'm very confident in what I say, and that's what makes me who I am. You know, that's why I'm still undefeated. That's why I have every guy that's faced me have faced the king, and it's for a reason. This like I said, when y'all sit in front of me, you witnessing history. You witnessing greatness. Like I said, I provide my service to my greatness. Just like I tell everybody else, we all are great in this room. We all have some greatness in us, but greatness is only determined by service. Now it's up to you to provide your type of service. Whether you want to provide 5 minutes of your service, or you want to provide a lifetime until it's over of your service. For me, I'm building legacy. So I'm dedicating everything to it. I only have 6 years, like I said. And when I retire, some people are gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad because they didn't get the satisfaction of what they was looking for. There's a lot of people standing in front of me right now want me to be beaten. Right now, you know, but I ain't gonna give them that satisfaction.
Deontay, good to see you, Chad.
Hey baby, how you doing?
There's a lot of chatter. We couldn't hear with the music.
I mean, I was just telling him I know he was nervous. I could feel it from him. I could sense it. You know, and all that. I just told him I'm not gonna, I'm gonna baptize him, and all that stuff. I told him everything I've told you came to pass, and he agreed. And that's what happens. And it's not gonna be no different. So you know, we were just having one-on-one conversation. You know, this is not with me. I'm a professional. I'm not getting up there to try to put fear in your heart. I'm just telling you. I'm giving you I'm giving you enlightenment on what I'm finna do. And when that date comes, everybody around us in the arena, including him, will be the winner.
Deontay, you knocked him down twice in the last third of the fight. So did it become easier to hit him? And do you think that carries? Okay, all right. So last third of the fight, though, right? So do you think that carries over into what, in essence, is round 13?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to be a great fight, no matter what. I mean, if it goes to 13, start back up to 13, so be it. It's unfinished business for me. You know what I mean? Whether they start or whatever round, you know, it's unfinished business. And it's an exciting fight. It's one of the biggest fights in the world. I'm just excited. I can't wait, man. A lot of these people in for a treat.
Talk to me about respect. You talk about respect, what you feel either you deserve or not getting. Where do you stand with that right now? What does respect mean to you now?
Or in my profession, like, or all around, like.
The respect you feel you deserve at this point.
Oh, I mean, you know, many people would tell you respect is earned. And I think I've done my fair share of earning that. You know what I mean? But when you're in this sport, especially in this country is so diverse. There's so many people here, and even because, well, although they're here, doesn't mean that they don't still represent their other country when certain things happen and stuff like that. They still become one with their kind. You know what I mean? And with that being said, you got to understand and know that. But you know, there's a lot of things that I've had to deal with just coming up. You know what I'm saying? That others that don't have to deal with. You know, I consider very a con man. You know, he's a con artist. He say things and do that, but what have he really done? But go on to WWE. You know, he's boring every time he go in his outings. You know, he fight low oppositions. You know, he beat Klitschko, but never ever able to defend the belt. because he was playing with his nose. But nobody really talked about it. Nobody really talked about his opponents and all that. Nobody really talked about what he did the first time in Vegas. 1,500 and come back around and do what, 25, 30. Nobody talks about it. He's a con artist. But every time I do something, if I say something, you got all these drug teats out here actually putting drugs in their body to do something that I say out of my mouth. I say, I want to kill a man. I'm going to put a man on my record. I'm going to get a body. And that shit just go all over. But when these guys are actually doing it, actually, you know, they say your words are strong, but your action is even stronger. And it plays a part in him. But I'm the only one that get bad about it. My name is getting drugged in the dirt. And it's not fair. And these are the things I'm talking about. And then people don't want to talk about race. They don't want to hear that shit. They want that to die. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk about it. Why are you still talking about it? Because ain't shit being done about it. So now I have a position I'm going to keep. And that plays a part into it. Because I would have never had to go through all the stuff that I have to go through and all I see it all. But I'm a strong-minded person. I have to be. I had to be strong coming out of my mother's business.
Is that added motivation for you, champ?
Most definitely. Each and every time.
You mentioned the lineal bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little more about that.
I never heard about the lineal until Fury started talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that it didn't exist, but you know, you don't hear nobody talking about no lineal champion. When have you ever seen a lineal title shot and they actually have a fight, a 12-round fight with no belt present? They create new things in boxing. He's only using this lineal stuff to have a cover up or to feel some type of way about himself because he's not a champion. You know, he needs the people around him to say, "Oh, you won, you did this." Validation, confirmation, because he don't believe that in himself. And you probably next, press conference, you'll probably talk about mental issues again and stuff. Something that we deal with. Everybody got mental problems. We all got. Ain't nobody 100%. I'm crazy at times. You feel me? I go through things at times. I mean, I'd have had a gun in my hand before. Think about committing suicide. I mean, shit, it ain't no different. But does anybody want to hear about my mental problems? I don't think so. But to talk about, February the 22nd, that Black History Month, and he's a part of it.
Hey, Deontay, as big.
Focus throughout the fight.
Yeah, I love it.
About going to the side and saying you need to stay focused, you need to calm down. So leading up to the fight, what are you going to do to kind of make sure you're in that right headspace?
Training, just have positive energy around me all the time, as I always do. Very positive person. I speak positivity. I think positive. So my results are always positive. So and I just think, when you're happy, when you're happy in life and the things that are around you, nothing really can knock you out your game. So I'm in great spirit, and I think this is going to last all the way to the end of the camp, to come February the 22nd. And you're going to see a happy Wilder in there, and you're going to see someone that's going to do what he says he's going to do, like I always do each and every time. I've been doing for almost damn near 12 years now. 12 years, and you can imagine people still doubt me. They still doubt God and the power that He possessed with Him. And my grandma told me I was anointed. And I'm displaying that talent. I'm displaying that is real each and every time.
Deontay, you mentioned Black History Month. Do you believe you're the best African American fighter in the sport right now?
And for me, in my opinion, I'll say, it's me. If you don't believe in yourself, how can you allow anyone else? If you don't believe things real, how can you have the motivation to do anything? That's the thing that we get discouraged about. We get discouraged in our own self because we worry about what him, her, talking about. Oh, you ain't gonna do that. You ain't. How you know? Who is you to say what I'm gonna do or what my capabilities of doing? Have you put in the work? Have you sacrificed? Have you done those things? And that's what we have to tell ourselves as human beings, because we get discouraged so quickly because of peers' opinions. They all are opinions. And when you get yourself involved in others' opinion and dwell in that, then you go astray from your game plan. You sit back and you have all these ideas and things set up, and then you hear others like, nah, and then you're like, man, maybe they're right. Then you give up on it all. I believe in myself, strong, and while I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, I display this to people. I try to tell them certain things. And you see it over and over again. I tell you what I'm doing over and over again. And I lead by example.
What do you think Clarissa Shields' mark? 3 championships in 10 fights.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I think she's definitely leading the way for women boxing. And I'm happy to see that because I feel women deserve the same respect as men. Women are some of the strongest people on earth, if not the strongest. Like I said before, if you can go through a cycle for 7 days of bleeding and still survive, that shit, we ain't gonna do that. Come on, bro. We ain't doing that. See, if our stomach hurt, we a baby. I know our balls up. You know what I'm saying? A woman is very strong, and when they understand their worth, they become even stronger. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to boxing, I know a lot of people have opinions about females being in there and risking so many things or whatever, but that's their life. Who are you? Who are you? Just stay entertained and continue watching. And I salute her to continue to do what she do. When I look at her, I look at her almost like a woman version of me. You go in and speak it, talk some shit, and go in there and do what you gotta do at the end of the day to get the fans what they want to see. And she's leading the way for women boxing, and I hope they pay raise get raised as well too. People go out to support the women, man. It's an amazing thing. There ain't nothing more sexy than a woman that can defend herself and even knock your ass out.
You've been in a lot of big fights, but this is by far the biggest. I mean, this is the biggest heavyweight title fight in a really long time. Has it hit you yet what you've accomplished just getting to this point, and we have some time on February 22nd to really soak it in?
Nah, man, it ain't hit me yet. I don't want it to hit me yet. You know what I mean? The things I've done, the things I've accomplished at this moment in time in my life, it's great. But trust me, it's great. You know what I mean? I'm benefiting from the fruits of my labor. And my family and my children, they're set for life. And I'm happy for that. When I see them, I shed tears. Because I'm happy that I was able to provide them with something that I would have never got in my lifetime. Nor my father, because they wasn't in a position. But when I was in a position to break the chain, I did. You know, and I'm very happy about that. But every time I win, I always say there's more. We celebrate for 15 minutes, and we keep on moving. There's more to accomplish, and I ain't gonna dwell and settle for this.